Words are like dandelion seeds. Once they're released in the air, you can't get them back. But as powerful as the words that we say are, it's the words that we don't say that can also have just as much of an impact. Isaac uttered irrevocable words that affected the future of nations. But it was the words that he failed to say that also led to terrible consequences. So what Isaac said and didn't say corresponds to what he heard and yet really didn't hear. Welcome to Building Metal, brought to you by Baird & Wilson Sheet Metal. In the story of Abraham and his descendants, we see God declaring blessings and promises. These were passed from Abraham to his son Isaac. In the ancient world, the blessings received from God are given from the father to the eldest son through a verbal declaration. This verbal blessing from the father happens near the end of a father's life and functions not necessarily on the basis of the desires or intentions of the father, but as a divinely directed pronouncement. In other words, it is God who is performing his preordained blessing through a father. But what if the father is fooled into blessing the wrong son? Isaac and Rebekah played favorites with their two sons. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved the son who was a hunter, Esau. But Rebekah loved the son who was a shepherd, Jacob. You may remember that God had also told Rebekah before the boys were born that the older son would serve the younger. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver, and your bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like, and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Rebekah overheard Isaac talking to Esau. She quickly took the opportunity while Esau was gone to execute her plan to fool Isaac into blessing Jacob instead. She said to Jacob, "Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies." Jacob didn't like the risk of pretending to be Esau. He said his father would easily tell it's not him because he's not hairy. And if he figures out he's being tricked, he may likely curse Jacob instead of blessing him. Rebekah gives a remarkable reply. "My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say." It's her plan. She's willing to take the blame if it doesn't work. But even if it does work, Isaac and Esau will find out, and she is still willing to pay the consequences. She gave Jacob some of Esau's best clothes to put on, so he would smell like him. Then she took some goat skins and covered Jacob's hands and the back of his neck so he would feel like Esau. She gave him the goat meat prepared like wild game with fresh bread so it would taste like something Esau would make. The only thing she couldn't disguise was his voice. Yet, somehow, Jacob fooled his father. Blind Isaac recognizes Jacob's voice and for a moment is hesitant to believe it is Esau. But rather than pay attention to what he hears, he gives in to what he smells, touches, and tastes. This seems to be a pattern with Isaac. Rebekah must have told him what God himself said to her regarding the older son serving the younger. He had to have heard of Esau foolishly selling his birthright to Jacob. We know that he heard Rebekah's grief over Esau's marriages to the wicked Canaanite women. He heard, but he didn't listen, and he didn't act on what he had heard. He failed to instruct Esau on the importance of the covenant he inherited. These are the words he didn't say. Like Esau, Isaac gives in to the senses of the immediate: smell, touch, and taste. So, for a serving of tasty venison and bread, Isaac utters the words of Esau's blessing over Jacob. He declares Jacob blessed with the riches of heaven and earth, and with descendants who will have dominance over entire nations. Those who curse Jacob will be cursed themselves, and those who bless Jacob will be blessed. When the blessing was over, Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence when Esau came to his father seeking the blessing he expected. Then he said to him, "My father, please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing." His father Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" "I am your son," he answered, "your firstborn, Esau." Isaac trembled violently and said, "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him. And indeed he will be blessed." Esau responded with loud and bitter cries. He begged for the blessing from his father in desperation. But it was too late. The words uttered cannot be retrieved. Their effect cannot be reversed. Esau swears vengeance on his deceitful heel-catcher brother. Learning of the elder son's intentions to kill Jacob, Rebekah says once again, "Do what I say." She tells Jacob to go away to her family, to her brother Laban in Paddan Aram, which is nearly 600 miles away. She told him she will send word when Esau's anger has subsided and it's safe to come home. "Why should I lose both of you in one day?" She has already calculated the loss of her relationship with Esau. But the consequence of her and Jacob's deceit is that Jacob will spend the next 20 years in Haran being deceived by Rebekah's brother Laban, and Rebekah will never see the face of Jacob again. Before Jacob departs, the disaster and dysfunction of his family may have woke Isaac up from his passivity. He realizes that though Rebekah's actions were wrong, her motives were right. Jacob, despite his deceit, is the rightful heir, the one whom God has chosen. Isaac calls for Jacob and tells him to leave the land of Canaan and take a wife from the same place where Isaac got his wife, from Paddan Aram. Then he reaffirms Jacob's blessing, saying, "May God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and increase your numbers until you become a community of peoples. May he give you and your descendants the blessing given to Abraham, so that you may take possession of the land where you now reside as a foreigner, the land God gave to Abraham." Here are some tools to take with you. Number 1, God will accomplish his plans despite our attempts to change them. Number 2, God will bless whomever he chooses, even though no one deserves it. Number 3, though we may say the wrong things or fail to say the right things, God will still work through our failures to do what he determines. We'll be back again soon with another episode of Building Metal. The music of Building Metal is a production of Jed Brewer and Good Loud Media, Oak Park, Illinois. Also special thanks to Christ Community Church, Oak Ridge, Tennessee.